Hi guys, Archibald Chesterfield III, AC3, the method actor who plays Paul Pluta. I'm on the Paul Pluta channel doing paid reviews. Paid review 20A1. 20A1. That's correct. Just out of interest, how does this numbering system works? Well, the 20 is the year, it's 2020. The A is the month code, so that's an April code. And number 1 means this is the first review in that batch. Now I have done some 20A reviews, but it's just how they get placed. It's production, the people in production. I've got this buffoon, Paul Pluta, he does the production scheduling. So he gives them to Archibald and I make them. Quick wristwatch check. I'm wearing a Patek Philippe 5127. This is the Calatrava. This is a very interesting watch. I had a 5107 which I loved, and this is kind of the model after the 5107, and I bought this to replace my 5107 which I foolishly sold. And I got to tell you the truth, I can't remember who I sold it to because I wanted to ask him, are you taking care of it? Could you send me a few pics? Is it running well? I just want to make sure he still loves it. It was a guy in Singapore. Okay, here we go. Okay, this is a paid review for Conrad. Conrad, it says, Dear Pontiff. Here we go. I'm writing to you this note to follow up with my payment for a paid review. I'm a loyal follower with a monthly Patreon tithing. Thank you so much. Patreon lets you sponsor for a small monthly fee. You get secret videos, you get all sorts of stuff, and it keeps me going because man cannot survive on Google Ads alone. As a faithful Patreon supporter, I seek to resist the indecency of the rodent and the ways of the shitter. Mercifully, during my horological journal, I have not committed cardinal sins of shitter ownership or rodent idolatry. As a man of faith in these trying times, we must look at our pontiff for guidance. Since I have been a tithing Patreon, I feel it is time to request a paid review before we all are cactus from Corona. Please see the $50 tithing to your PayPal account in good faith, dear pontiff. My collection is as follows. Rolex ceramic Submariner, paid $6,200, no box, papers from a reputable seller on Chrono24. Next piece, Rolex Milgauss white dial, paid $5,100, with box and papers. Next piece, Rolex Air King 40mm, paid $5,800 with box and papers. Next piece, Rolex Explorer 1 39mm, paid $4,600 with box and papers. Next piece, Rolex Oyster Perpetual rhodium dial 39mm, $4,200 with box and papers. Next piece, Rolex Datejust 2 Azuru blue with Romans, paid $5,650 with box and papers. Next piece, Tudor Pelagos blue, paid $3,000 with box and papers. Next piece, a Jaeger-LeCoultre Master Control 40mm, paid $3,150 with box and papers. And finally, Grand Seiko from Japan, limited edition automatic stainless with 100-meter water resistance, paid $2,100 with box and papers. I've owned pieces from many great manufacturers, including several JLCs, Zenith, Omega, Tudors, and IWCs. I started my journey with these brands, but was quickly taken to Rolex. After purchasing the white dial Milgauss as my 30th birthday gift to myself in 2018, soon after I sold off all the other brands for a $3,000 profit when the market was coming back in 2018 and went for Rolex heavily. Why Rolex? The usability and store of value, plus the countless classics in the catalogue. I've focused on purchasing an example of every time-only piece, which I have now completed, and love them for their usability and clean and simple elegance. The Datejust 2 is my fuck-off piece for those times when you want a little more showy, especially during meetings at work or other bottom-sniffing situations with wristwatch pedestrians whom have no idea what a Patek or Lange is, nor fathom out that Rolex is but a mid-tier brand. The Tudor, JLC and the Grand Seiko are there to add a bit of diversity. JLC is my dress watch and it is very fine. Surprisingly, I wear the Tudor the most. I personally enjoy the design and the quality of the Pelagos, having owned a Black Bay in the past. If I could only have one, it would be the white Milgauss. I love this piece. My future addition to the collection is a Polar Explorer 2 42mm. I would also like to add a Reverso because I sold mine for a profit, but I miss it more than any other. It's a solid dress watch for a younger man too. For my 40th, I'd like to celebrate by adding a two-tone Daytona or an AP Royal Oak. I feel these pieces are a bit too flash for someone in their early 30s. Then, to see me out in my later 40s, a simple Patek 5296 6006 or possibly a Lange if I'm not as financially comfortable as I'm planning. Now, the full story if you have time. Cars were the first thing I fell for and have had many BMWs, Audis and other fun sports cars over the years, but I've realized they aren't worth the time and effort. My first nice car was an Audi S4 when I was 19. I was self-employed and making good money while going to school full-time. I currently have a simple Dinan-tuned BMW 3 Series 2014 and a winter runabout. My other hobbies including collecting luxury sneakers and dress shoes, fine art, music, I taught professionally in my earlier years, quality menswear, French wines, particularly Bordeaux, traveling, being a shill on eBay, fine dining and cooking, and last but not least, being a general lounge lizard. So, as you can tell, I have a soft spot for the Pontiff. For background, I'm a 31-year-old marketing manager located in the Midwestern United States with 2 bachelor's degrees and an associate's. I also do consulting work on the side along with commissioned artwork. With my real earned income, I save and invest anywhere between 15 and 25% per month, depending on bills and other necessities. To help fund this illustrious and hedonistic lifestyle of many lustful and sinful pursuits, I also shill quite a bit on eBay. High-end designer clothes, luxury watches, shoes, and anything I can hunk for a profit. This scheme helps to spread the cost of my binging without putting myself in financial peril. I know this is a long-winded review, but I write to you to give you an in-depth creative review and to inspire the younger punters out there to work hard. I come from a blue-collar family and support my parents financially, so I am the example that you can make it. I would have never dreamed of owning one real Rolex in my youth, let alone 6 of the bastards. I also wanted to gloat and let the punters know I received my signed Archie postcards and photos. Make sure to get a paid review or become a Patreon. Supporting entertainers and artists is important, so we get so much entertainment from their works. To my pontiff and friend, your faithful follower and tithing Patreon supporter, Conrad. P.S. Please bookend my paid review with the cockroach lolly bit. I laughed my ass off for nearly 15 minutes. Minties for me. Also, if you know where to find Uwe's videos after being plagued by the rodentry, I would sincerely appreciate it. Just talking watches and drinking coffee. Ciao! Thank you, Conrad, there. And I got to say, what a really nice email. Patreon supporter. I got to tell you, you know, you have some really rich people there, and they're cool, actually. When they tip big, they're amazing. But, you know, I love to get stories from someone who's been a working class boy who's done good. And I got so many similarities here. I was a working class boy. I didn't go to no private school. I went to Oxley State High. That was a working class school. And I was in a lower middle class area. And I went to working class Oxley. Then I went to upper middle class Kenmore. So I never really fit in with my social class. I got to tell you, what a wonderful email here. And I must say, Conrad, I've done the same thing myself. I've done all the dumb things. I was into cars. I loved cars. Automobiles were something I really loved. You know, I always, my first luxury car was a BMW E30 318i. They were hideously expensive. It was the E30, last of the E30, because the E36 had come out. I paid 30, mine was a demonstrator. It had 6,000 kilometers on it. Not miles, it's about 4,000 miles. And it was $36,244. I remember to this day what I paid for that car. And that was a lot of money. A lot of money in the day. And I got to be honest with you, that's something I found too. Cars are not worth jack shit. I watch a lot of Scotty Kilmer. I watch a lot of Hoovie's Garage. And man, BMWs, fuck, they're garbage. They're absolute garbage. Well, all these modern cars, BMW, Audi, Mercedes-Benz, they're all pretty well crap. And I mean, they're fun. They're beautiful crap. They're exciting crap. They're safety crap, you know, but I don't know if I'd be pumping big money. I'd rather buy something that holds its value. Now, let's look at your collection there. Ceramic Submariner 6.2. Hey, you can never go wrong with a Submariner. Submariner, nothing wrong with a subby. Subby is iconic. I'm just trying to work out, is it date or no? It doesn't matter. It's a that's a great piece. The Milgauss White. It's funny, you know, my favorite Milgauss is actually the non-GV, the black. I owned one of those. The white, I could do white. I could honestly do white. I think I could actually do that. Yeah, I could do that. I could do that now. Sometimes, you know, in life you just it's funny, you know, I don't know why the white one has become, it's the least popular at the moment, but I reckon it could boom because it's so, there's not many cases where you get a white dialed wristwatch. There's not many cases of white dialed wristwatches. That's the whole thing. You wanna get one. So I've got to say, man, I think the white dial Milgauss is got huge potential. I think that's a really cool watch there. Now I'm just having a look at your photo. Sorry about this. When I print out a run sheet, it's only got I printed out a black and white photo. I can't make out the sub. Your sub, oh, it's a no date, 114060. Beautiful. No date. That's a beautiful piece there. Ooh, the Milgauss, cool. I reckon orange is fucking cool. Yep, that's a great piece. The Air King 40mm, man, I had one of those. They are so underrated. They are a killer watch. Absolutely killer. When you own it, you think, fuck, it just pops. You got the Explorer 1, 39mm. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You got the Oyster Perpetual rhodium dial. I love the rhodium dial. That's cool with the blue little titbits. You got the Datejust 2. I reckon they got great potential. Oh, and you got the blue dial with the Romans. That's the pick of the pick. I think it really does work with the smooth steel bezel. You've got the Tudor Pelagos. I love it on the rubber. The rubber looks really cool. The JLC Master Control. That's a beautiful watch. That is really cool. And of course we've got the Grande Seiko, the Grand Seiko, which I quite like. And yours, of course, is the automatic. beautiful. They've got a beautiful machine, just a well-made watch. And I must say to you, be very careful buying non-Rolex. The problem we've got at the moment, this pandemic is you want to keep your money. It's okay. Look, I agree with you. The Tudor Pelagos, yeah, it's safe buying. The ArchieLuxury, you paid cheap for that. You wouldn't want to buy JLC new, okay? And the Grand Seiko, you fucking didn't pay much at all for that at all. So my advice is, yeah, I reckon a Reverso would be good. I reckon the Tribute to 1931 is a great. I had that. That was a great model. I also had the Reverso Grande Date. Yes, I love that model. I reckon steel. Reverso needs to be manual wind and steel. Now, let's have a look. Your collection's amazing. Rolex. Stick with Rolex. Stick with modern Rolex. You will never go wrong. That's honestly, man, safe as houses there. I gotta tell you. Now, you're saying if you had to have one, the Milgauss. Yep. I'd possibly, yep, I could see that, yep. Oh, no, I'd do the Datejust. The Datejust with the blue. Come on, man. That's a killer watch. But we're not going to go down to one. Things are okay. You're doing well. You want to add a Polar? Yes. I reckon a Polar Explorer 2 would be cool. The other thing I would add would possibly be a Omega Speedmaster Man on the fucking Moon, just because it's an iconic chronograph. Great movement. That movement is amazing. That's the 1861 movement. That's a great movement. It's based on the 861, which I know it's not as good as the 321, but just get the Speedmaster. I reckon that'd be another watch to add in there. For your 40s, two-tone Daytona, forget the Royal Oak. Okay, Royal Oaks are fucking garbage. Okay, it's like having a Lexus and then you get a Mercedes. You think the quality will step up, and it actually is 2 steps down. Okay, it is fucking garbage. AP, I mean, look, unless you are really hooked on an AP, I would seriously say to you, don't buy it. The most overrated brand out there. AP. The problem with AP is they use a lot of ultra-thin movements. They're extremely sensitive. Unless you're sending them to AP for servicing, which is fucking expensive, no one can get parts. They're an absolute bitch. So I personally would not ever buy an AP. Don't do it. For the same money as an AP, you could get a fucking 5296. That's exactly it. If we're talking Royal Oaks. 5296 is absolutely killer. I sold my 5296 to buy my 6006. Man can't have everything. Or possibly, look, the Langes are amazing as well. I got to say, the Langes seem to depreciate more than the Pateks. Pateks is the Rolls Royce of the watch industry. But Lange, I think Lange, I got to be totally honest with you. If I hadn't gone for Patek Philippe, I could very easily be a Lange man. Honestly. Besides the fact that they tortured my grandfather and etc., I think they are some absolutely... I think the 2 top brands is Patek and Lange. Okay, that's honestly my opinion. Patek and Lange is it. So by all means, a Lange... I think they are superb, absolutely superb. I've gone Patek, my initials, PP, Patek Philippe. I got to go Patek, don't I? With a name like this, you've got to go Patek. But in your case, yeah, Lange is fine. Stay away from the expensive cars. Look, you got a 3 Series from, what's that? An if you've got a 2014, that would be that'd be an F30. That'd be an F30. That's quite modern looking car. F30, yeah, they say, I look at Auto Exotics, that's a Canadian guy, he reckons the 335i is troublesome. That's the turbo. Maybe get rid of it. Okay, BMWs are, when they get a bit old, I don't want to be nasty to you, but 2014, I'd be getting rid of that fucking thing, okay? After this Corona thing fixes up, get rid of it. And I'd buy a Lexus. Buy a Lexus IS. That's what Scotty Kilmer recommends. Okay, a Lexus IS. And I know that's boring. I'd prefer to have the BMW, but I'm just telling you the truth, okay? That's just the honest truth there. Great collection, great pieces. And I think stick with Rolex. Stick with Rolex. You can never, ever, ever, ever go wrong. The Rolexes, you got Steel Sports. You're laughing. You're laughing. I think beautiful collection, and you've held value. They're saleable anytime you want to. You know, I'm not saying you sell them off, but if you want to do something else in life, you can do that. I wet Pateks. Okay, so I sold my Rolex off to pay the Pateks. Well, that's people say, oh, do you miss your Rolex? Well, yeah, I do. I love my Rolexes, but the goal was to get some Patek Philippe, and I've done that. So I'm very, 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 very happy. Very happy. It's not a problem. It's very happy. It's not a problem. So, you know, you use the money, and I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable. I feel happy. I feel content. Happy and content. Okay, guys, like, subscribe, tell your friends, put some nasty comments down below. I've given him extra time because he's a Patreon supporter. Guys, I can't survive on Google Ads alone. I need your support. This wonderful guy is sponsoring me for a couple bucks a month. It helps me survive. And I put it into the channel. I buy a camera, buy some lights, and pay my, you know, that's how it goes there. So guys, I want to thank you. Please, if you haven't done a paid review, $50 US. If you're really stuck because Corona's a bitch, make it 25. This is a Corona special. If you are finding it hard to survive and pay your bills, I get it, okay? Okay, guys, until next time, ciao! Hi guys, ArchieLuxury, and who do I recommend in America? In America, who do I recommend for quality pre-owned wristwatches? David SW, David SW, David SW. Go to davidsw.com. He is the best, the greatest pre-owned dealer in all of the United States of America. David SW, David SW, David SW.
Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, once again, Mark Goldberg for ArchieLuxury AC3, the Pontiff, Satan Deville. I want to sincerely thank you for having sat through this video because I know it was awful, but you know what? You do it for the greater good of humanity. Thank you so much. Now, a couple of quick pieces of homework. Now that you've watched this video, I would like you to hit thumbs up. If you must, hit thumbs down, but if you'd hit thumbs up, I would especially appreciate it. Go ahead and leave a really nasty comment and tell him how awful this content was, but most importantly of all, the entire reason that I am linking up with ArchieLuxury in the first place. I am a published author. Let dogs be dogs. Available in bookstores, Amazon, and electronically somewhere near you. Remember, ArchieLuxury. He's not just a figment of your imagination.